Welcome to GK Mojo. So in this numbers part 5 we are going to see some important properties of numbers, that is the remainder theorems. Alright, and we are going to see some important questions related to number system which can be solved very easily within seconds. Alright, by the application of concepts that we are going to learn. So let's get on with it. So what is this concept of remainder theorem? So there are various remainder theorems that you must have studied. Alright, so there are various concepts related to uh, remainder theorem, one of which is Fermat theorem. Alright, even if you do not know all this theorem, that is fine, we'll study it via the questions that we are doing and you will understand कि कैसे सॉल्व करना है और कैसे रिमाइंडर निकालना है. रिमाइंडर पहली बात तो क्या होता है कि जो नंबर डिवाइड करने के बाद एक कोई भी नंबर जिसको आपने डिवाइड किया ये डिवाइज़र x से, एक क्वोशंट आया और ये रिमाइंडर आया, ये हम लोग बोलते हैं रिमाइंडर. ऑलराइट, इसको हम लोग बोलते हैं रिमाइंडर. फर्मेट थ्योरम क्या बोलता है कि कोई भी दो पॉजिटिव नेचुरल नंबर्स n and p, ऑलराइट, n and p, any natural positive numbers, if they are co-prime to each other, then the remainder obtained when n phi p divided by p is 1. Okay, so the remainder obtained is 1. Alright, what is this phi p? This phi p is the Euler to Euler of p. What is this Euler? Now you will be confused कि अरे ये क्या फॉर्मूला बता दिया. तो I'll explain you what this Euler is. So basically कोई भी नंबर n का अगर आपको यूलर फाइंड करना है, दिस इज कॉल्ड टोशंट. तो उसका फॉर्मूला है n इंटू 1-1/a इंटू 1-1/b and so on, where a, b and so on are the prime factors. Okay, prime factors of n. Alright, so जैसे कि एग्जांपल के तौर पर मैं लेता हूँ 30 का यूलर फाइंड करना है आपको. 30 का यूलर फाइंड करना है. सो कैसा रहेगा वो 30 इंटू 30 के प्राइम फैक्टर्स क्या है. 30 कैन बी रिटन एज 2 इंटू 3 इंटू 5. तो ये सब पहले ही प्राइम है. सो 1-1/2, 1-1/3, 1-1/5. ऑलराइट, इसका आंसर आ जाएगा 8. सो ये 30 का यूलर नंबर होगा 8. एंड वॉट इट मीन्स दिस, दैट 8 नंबर्स less than 30 are co-prime to it. 8 numbers less than 30 are co-prime to it. This is what the meaning is. You don't need all of this, but I'm just explaining you for the sake of the concept. Alright, so we'll undergo such questions such that you will understand the concepts. You won't require this complicated system of solving the questions using this Fermat method and Euler method and Wilson theorem. Alright, so we'll try to avoid all this and we'll try to solve all the question using non-conventional way. Alright, also some things that you should definitely know is a power n plus b power n is divisible by a plus b when n is odd. Alright, and a power n minus b power n is divisible by a plus b when n is even. Alright, also a power n minus b power n is always divisible by a minus b, that is for every n. Alright, these three things are very important. Just keep them in mind. Just write them somewhere. Alright, they'll be very important to you while solving some questions. So the first question is, the remainder when 94 factorial is divided by 97 is. Alright, so whenever, keep this in mind, this is of the form p minus 3 factorial divided by p. What is this p over here? This p is a prime number. This p is a prime number. So whenever a p minus 3 divided by p, you will always have remainder as p minus 1/2. This is a taken for granted thing. Please keep this in mind. This is a standard representation, standard formula. Alright, where p is a prime number. So here p is 97, which is a prime number. So this 97 minus 3 upon this 97, this is factorial obviously, will give you remainder as 97 minus 1 by 2, which is 96 by 2, which is indeed 48. So I hope you have understood this formula. Straightforward, you got the answer, which is 48. So let us have a look at the next question. This question might look again quite tricky to many people, but I'll show you with non-conventional method also how you can find the answer. So I showed you at the start all this Euler theorem and Wilson theorem, Fermat theorem, all these very complicated type of theorems, right? For the sake of concept I told you. But see how we can solve this question without even applying any of that concept. So 4 power 1, if we divide it by 6, what you will get remainder? You will get remainder as 4. Alright. 4 power 2, if we divide it by 6, what you will get as remainder? You will again get a remainder 4. So 16 by 6, 6 2s are 12, 4 is remaining. Again, if you cross check, 4 power 3 divided by 6, which is 64 divided by 6, again 6 tens are 60, 4 is remaining, 4 is the remainder. So a taken for granted thing, 4 power anything n divided by 6 will always give a remainder which is 4. So the correct answer to this question should be 4. Alright, please note this point. So with every question you can note such points. This is just basic common sense that you have to apply. So have a look at the next question. What is the remainder when 123 into 124 into 125 is divided by 9? So basically 123 into 124 into 125 divided by 9, and they are asking what is the remainder. Break it down. Whenever you have a complicated multiple numbers in a division, just break it down. 123 by 9 into 124 by 9 into 125 by 9. Alright, so what is the remainder in the first case? In the first case you will find that when you divide this 123 by 9, alright, you get the remainder as 6, right? This is R1. In this case you will get remainder as 7, and for this you will get the remainder as 8. Just multiply the remainders. What you get? You get 42 into 8, right? Again divide this 42 by 9, you will get a remainder of 6. So what you are left with? You are left with 6 into 8. Again divide this 48 by 9. What you get? You get a remainder of 3, and this is your final remainder. Hence your remainder is 3. So you took out the individual remainders, multiplied them, alright, then took this 42 into 8, then again took the remainder, you got 6, then you multiplied it by 8, got 48, divided by 9 and got the remainder 3. So basically in simple language, just go on dividing it unless you get a single digit number. Alright. What is the remainder when 2 to the power 256 is divided by 17? Will you apply Fermat theorem over here? Yes, you can apply Fermat theorem, but is it needed? It is not needed. Why? Observe. 2 to the power 4 is 16, right? And 16 when divided by 17 gives you a remainder of minus 1, correct? Remainder of minus 1. So let us do this thing. Let us do 2 to the power 4, and what would come in outside? 64. Why? Because 64 into 4 will be 256, and this is divided by 17 over here. So basically this question is now reduced to 16 to the power 64 divided by 17, which is nothing else but what is the remainder when 16 is divided by 17? So minus 1 divided by 17 to the power 64. Alright, this would be remainder 1 only. Why remainder 1? Because minus 1 to the power even will always give you a positive remainder, positive number. Alright, so the remainder for this question is 1. So let us have a look at the next question, a very important one indeed. I'll try to explain you the concept with the help of this example. So find the remainder when 2 to the power 1929 is divided by 11. So basically this is 2 to the power 1929 divided by 11. So first of all, find out how many numbers are co-prime to 11 and less than it. So there are 10 such numbers, alright, because all the numbers below 11 are indeed co-prime to it. So 10 numbers are co-prime to 11. Alright, 10 numbers are co-prime to 11. So just take out the multiple of 10 in 1929. So it would be 1920. This is a multiple of 10. Alright, and what is left? 2 to the power 9 divided by 11. Correct. The remainder of this will be 1. Take this as a rule from my side. Take this as a rule for granted. The remainder of this will be 1. 2 to the power in any way we know is 512. 512 divided by 11 will give you a remainder of 6. So I hope you understood what we did. We found out that how many numbers are co-prime to 11 and below 11, that was 10. This was basically the totient rule that I had explained during the concept at the start, correct? So now you would be joining the dots. So what we did was we took out the multiple of 10 in the power of 2, which came out to be 1920. Alright, which came out to be 1920, because 1929 can be written as 1920 plus 9, correct? So 2 to the power of 1929 can be written as 2 to the power of 1929 into 2 to the power 9 divided by 11. So this complete thing has a remainder 1. So now we are only left with 2 to the power 9 divided by 11, and hence we got remainder as 6. Alright, so please keep this in mind. Take this example as a representative thing and keep this rule in mind. So that's all in this video. Please visit us at gkmojo.com. Thank you.